Salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be doing a seasonal wrap-up, talking about all of my favorite books that I read this summer and also what I did this summer. Hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today is going to be a seasonal wrap-up. I'm going to wrap up my summer as we enter into fall because yes, we are in fall. It is here, besties. Pumpkin spice, Halloween movies. I'm ready for it all. I will say that this video is inspired by Christy from Christy Reads a Lot. And she does these videos. The last one she just posted was Moments in July, and she posts her highlights, her bloopers, her outtakes, her vlog footage that she's never used in any of her other videos. And I love it. It's literally like you're sitting down, like catching up with a best friend, seeing like what they got up to that month, what their favorite books were. I just thought that was a really fun video, so I thought I would do that, but for the summertime. And I'm gonna wrap up June, July, and August. A lot in those 3 months. I'm gonna talk about like my favorite book from each month. I went to 3 book signings this summer. Okay, let's talk about my favorite reads this summer. Film wrap-up videos because they just take too damn long. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys, they take too long. So I've been trying to update you guys on what I'm reading every month on my TikTok and on my Instagram. So right now I'm just gonna go over my favorite book of each month. Instagram and on my TikTok, I do have highlights saved of monthly wrap-ups where I kind of quickly wrap up all the books that I read in like 15 seconds. Month of June, I read 13 books, which is not that much. I feel like I had a really busy month in June. I went to Book Bonanza. It was my birthday. I went on vacation with my family. So we didn't do a ton of reading. But my favorite book that I read in June, and this probably won't be a surprise, and that was Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I have a reading vlog of me reading this with my dad. You guys know this book was really popular, right? It blew up. And to find like the first edition with the sprayed edges, or just to find a copy at all, was very difficult. I just wanted like a physical copy. I knew I wasn't gonna find a sprayed edges one. My dad drove 2 hours to a Target to pick up a physical copy for us to read. It was that serious. So if you guys want to see the reading vlog of me and my dad reading that together, I will leave it down below. But spoiler alert, we both loved it. And I do have the sprayed edges now because my good friend Caitlin from the Love Librarian sent it to me. I love you, Caitlin. Thank you so much. This one blew up and I feel like it's absolutely worth the hype. It is a fantasy dragon romance, enemies to lovers romance, a little bit of a love triangle in here. There's lots of secrets going on. I'm over explaining this because everyone and their mama and their daddy, quite literally, because my dad has read this book. But it's worth the hype, and it was my favorite book in June. It was also my favorite video to film in the month of June was that reading vlog with my dad. Anytime that me and my dad do a buddy read, it's always a good time. And you guys seem to enjoy it as well. He loves reading and like chatting with you guys. So whenever he's on my channel, hype him up. He loves it, okay? So in the month of July, I read 19 books. The month of July was probably my best reading month as far as 5 stars. Like I gave so many books 5 stars in the month of July. I gave 9 books 5 stars that month. And then the rest were pretty much 4 stars. I had a really good reading month. So it was hard to pick like a favorite, but I would have to say it's Fractured Skies by Catherine Cowles. So I did a reading vlog with Jessica from Piece of Books in the month of July where we read each other's favorite trope. My favorite trope is like poly romances, why choose romances, anything with more than 2 people. She read a bunch of like why choose reverse harems, and I read small town romances. Now, listen, let me tell you guys, I did not have it in my 2023 bingo card that I was gonna vibe with small town romances. But I did. I really did. And pretty much every book in that video was 5 stars. I was gonna narrow it down, but in the month of July, I had too many 5 stars. So I'm gonna talk about a couple books. So the 2 books that really stood out to me were Fractured Skies by Catherine Cowles. This fucking book made me cry like a little baby, like a wee little child. So this one, like I said, small town romance. Our heroine, when she was a young kid, she was kidnapped by a man who wanted to make her pure and have her marry his son. Traumatizing experience. She is saved, but she's really healing from that. Feels overwhelmed in this small community because everyone knows who she is. Everyone knows what happened. She ends up meeting our hero who owns a ranch, and he takes in injured and abused horses and he finds them new homes. And in that process, she ends up working for him and living with him because she feels safe with him. A little bit of a romantic suspense because our heroine is receiving threatening letters referencing the trauma in her past. Our hero also has some trauma in his past, and it's just beautiful because this book is really them healing together. I could cry right fucking now. gorgeous, stunning. Okay, and then the other one that I read in that video that is probably one of my favorite books of all time right now. I could cry. I love this book so much, and it means like so much to me. It's In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. I met B.K. Borison at Book Bonanza, and she was such a sweetheart, and she watched that vlog. She watched that vlog. She told me that I melted. I literally melted. In this one, it follows our heroine. Her name is Evelyn St. James. She is an influencer, and she is really feeling disconnected from her audience and the content that she's creating. She's at a point of her life where she doesn't know what is going to make her happy. She doesn't know what she wants from life, and I feel like so many people could relate to that. But when I was reading this book, oh, I was relating to it very, very hard. And she goes to the last place that she remembers being happy, and that is the small town that our hero works at. So he works at a tree farm, which is mentioned in the first book. Visited this tree farm because she was doing like a piece on it on her social media, and now she's headed back because she remembers being so happy there. Years ago, our hero and our heroine had a one-night stand, and now this is kind of like a second chance romance. Oh my god. The book is so beautiful. There's a part in this book where our hero is asking our heroine every day, did you find your happy today? Are you finding your happy again? Because that is the whole point of her like taking this break, is to find what makes her happy. And every time that he said that, I would just cry. Because in reading this book, I was like slowly finding my happiness because I was going through like a very depressive state in my life. Everything felt so overwhelming, and I felt like I couldn't find happiness in the mundane things, which is basically what this book is and what this heroine is going through. And it's so beautiful, and I don't want to cry, but I love this book. And it was 5 stars. And meeting B.K. Borison was a dream. I'm telling you guys, the month of July was such a good reading month, which is crazy because mentally, your girl was going through it. The other one that I loved in July was Overtime by Marina Vivancos. Vivancos is my girl, okay? I love everything she's ever written. I've read her entire backlist, and I loved every single book. I loved it all. I'm part of her Omegaverse hockey series, and it's between 2 alphas, which is pretty rare in Omegaverse, and it is a friends-lovers romance. Heroes are childhood best friends, but when they both became professional hockey players, they were sent to different teams. Now they're playing on the same hockey team, and it follows their romance, and it's so cute. I love it. All right, we gotta move on to August, but in August, I read 17 books. This one, I was really leaning into the fall vibes. I read 5 cozy mysteries in the month of August, and they were all a part of the Bake Shop Mystery Series by Ellie Alexander. This is my favorite cozy mystery series literally of all time, and there was like 18 books in the series, so I wanted to catch up, and I read 5 in the series, and I loved all of them. I will have a reading vlog of me reading these books, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of shout out some cozy mystery vibes because that's all I want to read right now, to be honest. I do not intend to spend that much time talking, but that's pretty much all of my favorite books that I read in the month of June, July, and August. So let me quickly talk about what we read for my book clubs. Talk about the Historical Hellions first. The Historical Hellions I host with Jessica from Peace of Books. Every month we read a historic romance published before the year 2000. In the month of June, we read Wild Land, Wild Love by Connie Mason. This is the second book in her Australian trilogy series, and I gave this one 2 stars. I was pretty unimpressed, to be completely honest. I did not like our heroine in this book. That's all I remember, is I could not stand our heroine. She was so judgmental. Couldn't tell you what the book was about, but I could tell you I hated the heroine. So 2 stars. Was not a fan of that one. And the month of July wasn't any better. We read Fires of Winter by Roberta Gellis, and I gave this one 2 stars. Overall, everyone who read this one also just didn't like it. It read more like historical fiction. It was so bogged down with history, and it was told in dual point of view, so the hero and the heroine's point of view. It was reenacting the same scene chapter after chapter, just one of the heroes and then one of the heroine's point of view. So you were basically reading like the same scene over and over again. Read like you were in history class and you were reading someone's diary entry. It was just not a good time. It was not a good time. You know what was a good time? The month of August. Our pick for August was Sky O'Malley by Beatrice Small. This fucking book. Where to even begin? Okay, I gave it 4 stars. The rating doesn't even matter for this book. This was the most craziest, wild, bonkers, telenovela energy book that I've ever read in my entire life. This book was crazy. It had every plot twist that you could possibly think of. Surprise pregnancy, amnesia, arranged marriage, second chance romance, like literally every pirates. It had pirates. Our heroine, Sky O'Malley, who goes through a journey. I have a whole reading vlog on this book alone because there were so many plot twists that I had to have a whole thing of notes. Let me pull up my notes so I can show you guys this. Look at this. Look at this. These are all my notes that I had for this book alone. For this book alone, I had all those notes, baby. I'm scrolling and scrolling for days. It was crazy. But it was something, and hands down my favorite book we've read for the Historical Hellions. And we had our summer pick for my cozy mystery book club. It's called Teacups and Murder. I host it with Spencer from Intentionally Book Club, and this is a seasonal book club. We pick a book for each season, so spring, summer, fall, and winter, and we try to pick books based on that season. For our summer pick, we read Mexico, Margaritas, and Murder by Wendy Day. This one was a fun one. Give this one 3 stars. It was good, not great. I believe this is the author's like debut novel, so I feel like I would be interested in reading more from her. But yeah, good, not great. Our heroine's husband just passes away, and she was kind of like in an emotionally abusive relationship. So when she passes away, she decides that she is going to go on a trip with her best friend. So they go to this resort where, bum, 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 there's a murder. And they need to figure out what's going on. If you want to join us for any of our book clubs, anyone can join. We do live shows, Instagram pages for Teacups and Murder and Historical Hellions, where we make all of our announcements on what we're going to read. So there you go. Those are the books that I read for my book clubs. Oh, wait. This summer, I did a read-along with my friends, Rachel, B, Avery, and Tiffany, Summer of Tessa Dare. And we read, oh my gosh, we read a ton of Tessa Dare books. Let me count how many Tessa Dare books we read. We read 14 Tessa Dare books, and we had live shows on all of them that you can watch on the replay. I really fell back in love with historicals this summer because of the Tessa Dare read-along, so that was really fun. My favorites were A Week to Be Wicked and The Wallflower Wager. So if you have never read a Tessa Dare book before, those 2 are the ones I would recommend. So I think that's like a pretty good overview of what I read this summer, what I enjoyed, my book clubs, my read-alongs. Let's talk about some stuff that I did this summer. I went to 3 different book signings. The first one that I went to was a Book Bonanza. I went to that at the end of June, actually like on my birthday. It is a huge signing. There were so many amazing authors there. Adriana Herrera, Sophie Lark, Ruby Tyler, Ruby Dixon, Serena Bowen, Pam Godwin was there. That was really fun to meet her. I got to meet so many of my favorite authors and see so many of my best bookish friends, and I had an absolute ball. We ate some of the most amazing food. Like, we had the most amazing barbecue there. So yeah, it was a really good signing. However, I probably wouldn't do Book Bonanza again just because it is so large and it was pretty unorganized. The way that they handled the tickets and the lines was just very overwhelming, especially for someone who is an introvert like me. It's just too big and too intense of a book signing. I'm happy that I went. At the end of the day, when I go to book signings, I really kind of want to see my bookish friends more than anything, because a lot of my friends live outside of the state, and this is like some of the only times that we see each other. So I'm gonna have fun regardless. Your girl is gonna have fun no matter what, and I'm gonna see all the authors I'm able to see. However, it was very intense, and for an introvert like me, I needed several days to recover from a signing this big. So I don't think I would go again, but I am happy that I experienced it at least once. The next one was much more chill. It was a small book signing at the Ripped Bodice, which is a romance bookstore in LA, and I went there because Sophie Lark, my girl, was doing a signing. And you know I'm going to show up whenever Sophie Lark is there. She is my favorite author of all time. I have multiple tattoos for her books. I love her. That's it. I just love her. And I went with Lacey from Lacey Book Lovers, who I love so freaking much. I also got to see Madison because she was interviewing Sophie for that event. So it was just a really fun time. And I really liked the dress that I was wearing. It was this really cute strawberry dress. So that was fun. And then in the month of August, I went to Steamy Lit, which was another California signing. The very first time that Steamy Lit put on this convention. And I thought it was amazing. Hands down, my favorite book signing I've ever been to. I would definitely do that one again. Again, so many good authors were there. I got to see Kennedy Ryan, Adriana Herrera again, Siamis Costa, Christina Lauren, Nyla Kay, B.K. Borison, Emily Rath. I think like out of all the book signings that I've been to, that was my favorite lineup. And again, I got to spend so much time with my bookish friends. I'm just like so blessed and happy to have made so many friendships within the book community. Like, I cherish those friendships so freaking much. What else did we do this summer? Oh, I went on vacation with my family. We took a road trip this summer, so that was really fun to spend like some quality time. To a lot of national parks, did a lot of hiking, and it was just really fun. I did take quite a bit of vacation this summer, which was much needed because, like I said, I was very overwhelmed by my job and just life in general. It's really interesting because in a lot of these clips I'm having so much fun, and even watching the back I remember like all the fun times that I was having, but in contrast to that I was going through like a very depressive state. I remember the 4th of July, like I spent the whole holiday like crying, just feeling very overwhelmed and like unsure of like what I wanted to do in my life, if I wanted to continue making videos. If you guys don't know, I do struggle with depression and social anxiety. I have endometriosis because my health does fluctuate throughout the month. Because of my endometriosis, my mental health also fluctuates, and if my body's not feeling good, my mind isn't feeling good. I always say like you never know what people are going through, and when I post videos on here, I'm posting the best version of myself, but there were so many moments and days where I could not get out of bed this summer, and I really sunk into a very heavy depression where, to be honest, I didn't even like want to be here, like not, I don't want to say anything triggering, but like not just here on YouTube, but like in general, if you know what I mean. I think I was really able to make it through because of my family who was supporting me, but also my friends, like the bookish friends that I've made here. That's why I say I cherish like my bookish friendships so much, because I had so many friends that I've made through creating content here on BookTube that were just checking on me and there for me, and I really appreciate them, and I'm really happy that I have them in my life. I always cry. Oh my gosh, this video has gotten so incredibly long. You know what? Let me go ahead and throw in some bloopers right now to like lighten up the mood because I was crying. So I'll throw in some bloopers right now so you guys can see the bloopers of the month. Zoom out. You guys ever pre-order books and forget that you pre-ordered them? That was me with The Wolf. That was me with these two books right here. Got a new camera! I'm so excited. Okay, sorry, my battery died. Spoilers. We can't do spoilers.
This book has been around since forever.
We can't do spoilers for people who haven't read it.
Well, read the book, because it's been around a while. Come on now.
Work today. That's why I'm sitting in this god-awful car, in this god-awful parking lot. The fuck is going on? What the fuck is this book? What? I have a lot of books in the closet. I'm not gonna show you. Those are the books in the closet. I have a whole stack.
And I don't know what we're gonna do. This is a lot happening right now.
I'm cranky already. I'm gonna go sit down and put myself on a timeout. That's it. I think those are all the updates, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was super chatty, but that was just an overview of my summer. The book signings I went to, some favorite books, my highs, my lows. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure to check out Christy's video because this video was inspired by her. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!